Um, I think we should talk about this for other musicians in Cyprus that would like to start their journey in creating and uploading music. A lot of people have the desire, but I feel like they don't know the way. So could you talk about your process? Like, how do you step by step go from sample, from lyrics on your notes,
The melody in my head, I just
studio,
freestyle melodies.
to a
I'll
complete
record it
tune?
on my
So the
phone,
whole
voice
process
record it
of
on my
just making
Man
phone.
like
to-
Captain Hook.
You want it from a
I
perspective
record in
of
my
someone
Call
phone.
who's
Alex
done
Captain
it.
Hook because he's
Like
a
what they
master
would
of
need to
making.
do
Yeah,
to start
someone
hooks.
someone that has the desire, has the skill, has the talent, but doesn't know the how.
Well, I'll just tell you my process in it. Basically, what I do is I look for beats on YouTube. I look for type beats, what kind of vibe I want.
Type beats.
Yeah,
as
so
in?
like it can be an R&B type beat, it can be a hip hop type beat, it could be a specific artist that you want. So J. Cole, Drake, Tory Lanez, anything, DBE type beat, any kind of vibe that you want. And then I'll put the beat on, and normally I go with something melodic. So normally I come up with a melody in my head. I just freestyle melodies. I'll record it on my phone, voice record it on my phone.
Man like Captain Hook.
I'll record it on my
We call
phone.
Alex Captain Hook because he's a master of making reference hooks for songs.
So yeah, I'll record the melody on my phone to not forget it. I'll chat a bunch of shit in the melody just to have the melody there, and then I'll start writing it down. I'll write the verses down. And then once the tune is finished, we get into the studio. We record the tune onto any software you use, FL Studio, Ableton, Logic.
Okay, so you go from beat to melody
That's me personally.
to put in the bars on the beat and melody and recording studio.
That's just me as an artist. Obviously, there's some people that write lyrics before they even listen to the beat, and there's some people that obviously listen to the beat first to get the type of vibe, and then
I think they have lyrics and
then they're
they
trying to
adjust
like
the
adapt
lyrics
it.
to the beat.
Yeah, exactly. I have tunes like that. I like that as well. Like my perspective on levels is basically that. So yeah, and I think Chris is more that type of artist, I would say.
What type of artist exactly?
As in then you have like I think Conflict and Missions Part. I don't know. I'm talking for you now. Conflict and Missions Part 2 wasn't it written before you even listen to a beat?
Yeah, Conflict was written a cappella.
Yeah.
There was no beat for Conflict when I wrote Conflict, and I had an idea that I presented to Forga about doing it the other way round. So instead of writing lyrics to a beat, I wanted him to compose music to my lyrics, and I wanted him to specifically use a piano. So that's how Conflict was made. And I think that Alex now, the point of view that Alex is talking from is from like the process of like an established artist.
I'm a
But
perfectionist.
if you're someone that isn't established artist, one of the things that I would look to do to go and give that advice for like newcomers, because people that really genuinely don't know how to start. It's like, first and foremost, you need to practice your craft. So exactly what Alex said, go find beats, listen to the vibe you want, and write loads of songs. Don't write one song and think, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this. Write a couple, practice your craft, write until you are actually really happy with what you've made. And that doesn't mean perfectionist, write for 7 years and release one track. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying actually practice your craft. Like actually go into it and write songs and then start building your wall. And then start building your wall. That's
Talk
one of
about
the
talk about perfectionists, because we had a conversation in a psychedelic trip talking about perfectionists. I don't know if you remember it. And
I don't remember the conversation.
How a lot of people use the word I'm a perfectionist. Θέλω τα ούλα να είναι τέλεια, αλλιώς δεν μπορώ να κάνω τίποτε.
It's a mask for insecurity.
Ακριβώς, as an excuse to not do.
Yeah, and to say that you're delaying it because you're waiting for it to be perfect, but the reality is never going to be perfect. And if you want to improve, you have to start. Like, you can't improve without starting. And you need to get it out there, and music is a collaboration. Like, you cannot really make any unless I'm Russ or J. Cole, I don't make beats, so I need someone to make my beats. I'm not a sound engineer, so someone has to be a sound engineer for me. And these people have to believe in the music just as much as I have when we're putting something together. But to take it back to what I was saying about, don't be a perfectionist. Actually start building on your things, on the blocks that you've actually started laying down. So once you've found several beats and you've started writing to them, if, for example, you've written 10 songs and you've got 2 of them that you actually want to put out, if you're using YouTube for your source of beats and you don't have a producer, what you need to do is reach out to those producers on YouTube. They usually have websites like BeatStars where you can go ahead and you can buy the beats outright and own the beats, or you can lease the beats. And when you lease the beats, it means they're allowing you to pay a certain amount to them to use the beats to earn a certain amount of money. So like they might say that your lease is for 100,000 streams. So as soon as you reach 100,000 streams, technically what you're supposed to do is to go and buy the next lease for the next amount.
So it's like a contract you sign with the creator of the beat or the sample.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So if like you wanna use a sample from Mariah Carey's "All I Wish for Christmas Is You,"
you have to reach out to her management team and get the sample cleared by her management team for you to use it. And then they'll probably want to get a percentage off of your song, as well as the fact that you would want to pay them. You'd have to pay them for the sample so that they can earn from it, because the fact that you use their sample could give your song publicity and they want a cut of that. So the business side of music is very interesting. So as I said, after you've gone and you've purchased your beat, you have 2 choices now. You can either build a home studio, so that means you have to go make sure that you have a laptop that can host the kind of software that you're going to need, like Alex said, Fruity Loops, Ableton.
Can you work on Audacity?
I've never personally worked on Audacity. I know that Alex has had some experience there, but I'm sure that you can.
Not with music, so I don't.
So I don't know exactly, but there are lots of softwares that you can use. So you're going to have to, if you set up a home studio, you're going to have to buy yourself a microphone. You're going to have to make sure that the room is soundproofed. You have to get yourself sound cards. You have to buy the software that you're going to use to record the music. Then you have to make sure that when you record the music, do you have a sound engineer that's going to be able to mix this? If not, then you need to start looking up online sound engineers, even going onto YouTube and seeing people that have made music around you in your area, and find the sound engineer credits that are in there, because you're going to need a sound engineer to sound good. So you can either build a studio or you can go to a studio and record and have a sound engineer there. It's kind of your choice of how you want to go.
Is now growing in that.
Yeah.
I have seen people creating studios where creators can go and make music, make videos, and there is a couple, I think, and Andreas Papagiannis is we went to school together, and he just opened up his own studio in Larnaca, if I'm not mistaken, and he's in the process of building it. So there is people that if you want something, you can go and find ways.
I think it's important to have these discussions and to go somewhere to, like, no one told me or Alex that this is how you do it. We went in there,
fucked around and found out.
Yeah, I mean, we had one of the artists that worked with Gil. He basically, I'm not going to say his name because of what happened, but one of the artists with Gil, he basically grabbed a beat, released the song without buying the lease or the outright contract for the song, so that he can own the song, the masters of it. And then he released the song did amazing. The producer found out that he was using the beat and didn't pay for it and got the song taken down.
So
don't make that mistake.
Make sure you buy your beats.
Make sure you buy your beats and you pay for them legally, because any success that you end up getting for it can be taken away from you very, very easily if you've not made sure. Because to make that song, you needed the beat, so give that producer the credit. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't take that credit away from that producer. So we learned from that. So me and Alex have never released a song without either leasing it or owning the beat. It's never happened. So you can't take down any of our music because legally it's ours. We own and we can make profit off of our music. So these little things that you learn along the way, I'd wish that I had a place to go and listen to someone telling me that and giving me that kind of advice. So it's a very good question, and I'm very happy to have been able to like explain that to people because.
And you briefly mentioned the business side of making art, and if you are someone who wishes to one day live off your art, you have to learn the business side of it, whether you like it or not. Αν δεν μάθεις πώς να κάνεις ριάγια με την τέχνη σου, τότε θα βγάλεις ριάγια με την τέχνη σου. Απλόν. And I've heard the argument of, I just want to make art. I don't want to deal with numbers and logistics and marketing and the paperwork. It's bullshit. I just want to make art. I just want to make creations. Yeah, but you can't have it. You can't just have that.
Pay for someone to do it then. You're either going to do it yourself or you're going to pay for someone to do it. Either way, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you either time or money, and it's what you value more. Like even me and Alex were discussing recently, like we don't have any financial backing and we don't have any management or anything whatsoever. Everything you see is 100% independent. Dana Productions is an independent business that Foga and I partnered in basically to create this venture. It was Foga's original idea that he brought to me. Obviously, you can find this online on our website and stuff, like this history of Dana Productions and things, which is a great place. Dana Productions. So it's Dana Productions music.com or db.com. But if you search Dana Productions in the search engine, it'll be one of the first things to pop up with our logo with the DB.
You also have playlists on Spotify that has all your music
essentials
together. Also, the YouTube channel Dana Productions has all the music videos, which is something that you started being more focused on the past 2 years. Visuals on your music. You both spend an insane amount of your hard-earned money from working a 9 to 5 to fund your dream, and these videos take money, and they are quality videos. Like.
Thank you. It's true that because the amount of time and money that we spend on trying to get these videos out there and get them right, and then to collaborate with the right people as well, because you're trying to find the right kind of partners in this business at the same time, because it is a social business. It's a business that it excuse the irony, but it pays to know people. Like, you don't just get radio plays because you're dope. You get radio plays because you made a good song that someone else heard and they liked, and you built social relationships and networks, and you're basically someone that they can reach out to, and you've built like a friendly it's all about relationships and connections that you've got at the end of the day. And
you gotta have the social aspect. We are social monkeys.
Exactly.
That's what we are.
So basically,
it's not, because I get what you're saying, but it's like but how did you get into that position in the first place? You had music.
Because you're good at what
so
you're doing.
So you put in the work to be able to be viewed there. So it is about cultivating relationships, but it's also showing the amount of work. And then people only want to have relationships with you if they think that either people are following you or you're dope and people are gonna follow you. Bottom line, like it's one of the two things.
So πρέπει να είσαι καθηγητής και να έχεις μέσο.
Αν είσαι καθηγητής θα έρθει το μέσο.